flawless. Well, let's think about it. Let's break it down into chunks. Chunk one, you've got a research brief. This is sort of like your scratch pad to get your 2 slides right. That's really what it's about. This is like your little research assignment to make sure you get the nuggets that you're going to put in your 2 slides. That's really what this is about. So listen, make it count. Here's what you do. Break it into 3 chunks. You've got the front end, okay? This is where you're like a reporter, okay? You're going to actually articulately summarize essentially what's in the paper. What have you learned in the analysis? What did you learn in the conclusions and recommendations? That's what you're going to do. This is really it. That's the introduction. So in the analysis part of this paper, start to think about graphics, charts, tables. They're far more important than incredible amounts of content and words. There's nothing wrong with content and words. It's fine. But just think about the human being. Think about yourself. Having a look at a quick pie chart that has a citation of where it came from, that's a big deal. Anyone in business, we've all basically a 3 or 4 page document. Our eyes are going to look at something that's going to make it easier to read it. It just is. I think people are really good at describing. They're describing, particular markets and particular things that are going on. Descriptions are great, okay? Analysis is different. So I can describe a market and I can describe what's happening, the competitors, I can describe that. What about if I analyze it? Let's get a little bit deeper on that. So if I analyze it and I start to think to myself, what types of things do I learn in this course? Some of the concepts around, blue ocean, Porter's 5, many other things that you could talk about. There's this many other things you could talk about, vision alignment, all the things that we've started to learn about here. So imagine if we actually look at some of these segments that you've got all very clearly basically outlined in the course project. If you start looking at this and thinking, not only am I going to add some statistics, market statistics, I'm going to start to wrap in a little bit of the course literature, the course theory, blue ocean or other types of disruptive innovation, okay? And then cite it, okay, with a particular author. Think about that for a minute. Someone like me that's going to read your paper is going to say, yeah, they nailed this. Not only did they describe the competitive environment, where the competitors are, where they are on the life cycle, is this an early adopter market? I mean, where is this? But then not only that, we've started to wrap a little bit of the course relevant into it. So an ideal world would be the second section is a very good description of the competitors and what they're doing, where they're going, all that type of stuff. Really, really good review. But then some good charts, some citations from the market share, whatever you can get your hands on. But the actual cream on the pudding is going to be when you actually thread in the course relevant information. Okay? Then in the last section, conclusions. You can just describe a conclusion, it's fine. But boy, if you wrap in a little bit of the important stuff with regards to, again, what are you going to recommend based on what you've learned in those first 2 sections? We call it linkage. In other words, what you recommend is linked directly to what you analyze, is linked directly to what you actually articulately summarize. That's the game here. Now, everybody in this group is going to do very well, I'm sure. You want to get to flawless? Think about that 1, 2, 3. Describe it, support it with market data, and then actually wrap it in some sort of a management article or some sort of a theory that you started learning about. How does it apply to this? A lot of people talk about Porter's 5 forces. Boy, cite Porter. I mean, just put a citation, in-text citation of Porter. Not just Porter, there are hundreds of others out there. But that's when you're going to really go from good to great to flawless. Anyway, thank you so much for listening.